Okay, so I don't think this video is going to be too long. So I have always, I don't know if I've ever actually said it out loud on a stream or anything like that, but I've always said this shit to myself. The only reason why feminists are supposedly on this whole, they side with LBGTQ and all that shit. The only reason women fight, well, okay, so there's women who are trying to say that we should accept all trans and blah blah blah, is because one, they know most men are not going to like it, and well, that's really the primary reason. Once these same feminist women come across trans people who are who are being woman better than they're being woman, that's when you're going to start. That's when you're going to find more and more stories about women that they don't like trans. They don't want them anywhere near them anymore. You see, when it comes to trans women and men going to women in boxing rings, they're knocking out bitches in fucking 3 seconds flat. All right, in countries where men who decide to switch over to women dress up like women and get surgery, they end up being better women than women. You see, like there was I was watching some documentary, I think it was in Thailand, where the saying is there. I never been to Thailand personally, but I was watching a documentary, and the people said this. They said when a girl wants to act like a lady, she acts like a lady boy. It's like this. Like you have to understand, women's reasonings for getting mad at shit and being upset about something is it's never a fuck. I'm telling you, it's never a generally intelligent, highly respectable reason for doing it. If you dive into why majority of women will ever be mad about anything in life, it's usually because of one thing. Somebody took the attention from her. That's it. With 94% of women, you'll find this. I mean, you do have women who they're not like that. They do exist. There's some awesome women out there. But for the majority of them, when you dive down into any reason why they're upset, it's the you can almost always deduce. The only reason they're upset is because they got attention taken from them. Period. Like I say in other videos, women do not care about money. They don't care. They don't care about. They really don't. They don't care about that shit. What they would care more about is if a quality man with money came and took care of them. That means a lot more to a woman. You see. Anyway, let's watch this video about a feminist who's speaking out against the trans movement.
Julie Beck joins us now. Julie, thanks very much for coming on. Thanks. So you said...
Now, first, let's look at her. Now, she's not a hideous woman. She's not a great looking woman, okay? She would definitely get picked over, and I can already look at her and tell what happened to her when she grew up. She was the ugliest woman around, but she got picked over. And so what happened? She started getting more mentally damaged because she's getting picked over, and she probably just said, fuck it, I'm not fucking with men. I'll just fuck with women now. I can pretty much guarantee you that that's what happened. Because I bet when she's fucking with her lesbian girlfriend, they're using dildos. They're shoving a hard object in her holes. Look, this is just sad. We're just going to keep watching.
Something that I think many people would in their hearts think is obvious, but very few people are willing to say out loud. You said it knowing you would likely be punished for saying it, but you said it anyway. Why did you do that?
I believe in the truth. I believe that people should have these conversations and say things that matter without fear of punishment.
You are old-fashioned. Why do you think... I couldn't agree with you more, and I'm grateful that you have that attitude. But why do you think it was important to say this specifically?
Well, when we get down to it, women and girls all share a biological reality. We are all female. But if any male person can call himself a woman or legally identify as female, then predatory men will do so in order to gain access to women's single-sex spaces.
Yeah. And you see who they show. See, the reality of it is, and this is just the reality, my opinion, of the whole LGBTQ and all that shit like that. When they look like this transsexual right here, that's when it's a problem. But see, women like this, Julia Beck, what she found, I guarantee you, like she dove into it and found it. What happened was she started educating herself on the whole tranny situation, right? Of those Brazilian trannies, of some of them Asian ladyboy trannies, them bitches who look better as women than she ever will. That's when it becomes a problem. As long as they look like that, this is or okay, that's when it becomes a problem. And or if they start coming over and start knocking bitches out in the boxing ring because they identified as woman 15 minutes ago. See that it becomes a problem when like I said, the only time a woman ever gets mad ever is when she starts to lose. It's not because there's some actual hurt in the world. It's not because because as we speak right now, as we speak right now, literally while she did this interview, there's children starving all over the world. Fucking men getting raped by other men, men getting gang raped in prison. She don't give a fuck about none of that. She won't care. You will never. I guarantee you will never hear her ever in anything she ever has to talk about will focus on anything other than her losing attention as a woman. Because that's as far as woman brain goes with shit. It's petty as fuck.
And this puts every woman and girl at risk.
That's from the beginning. I don't weigh in on this often because sexual politics is a morass, and it's not worth it, to be totally honest with you. But I have enough daughters that I care, and my instinct has always been this change in our society, which we never debated, the terms have never been clarified, is not going to be good for girls in the long run. Do you share that concern?
I definitely do agree. Like I said, this puts every woman and girl at risk of male violence, and this is already happening in many states. In many states, men can legally identify themselves as female and gain access to women's single-sex spaces. And sports is just one institution where men are taking titles, scholarships, and this is a problem.
Yeah, you see that with men are taking, meaning women are starting to lose. You see, but you're so strong. You feminist. You're a strong woman. If you are so strong, Miss Julia Beck, if you are so strong as a feminist, you have nothing to worry about. If women are just as equal as men, be feminist with 100% equality, equal rights and lefts. If you're so strong, own up, back up your feminist movement, and you have nothing to worry about. Protect yourself, strong woman. Protect yourself. Protect yourself, strong woman. Why are you worried if a man comes into a locker room with you? He identifies as a woman? Because we're all 100% equal. There's nothing wrong. We're 100% equality. Equal wages, equal pay, equal amounts of incarceration rates, equal punishments when we go into courtrooms. You see, feminists want equality when it benefits them, period. And the second it doesn't benefit them, they're mad. It's not a new theory. It's known. But it's just reinforced right here.
So it seems like a real problem. Why wouldn't women's groups who exist to carry the banner for women raise the alarm about this?
Women have been speaking out about this for decades, but we have been effectively silenced. Many women, like myself, have been pushed out of spaces that we built, spaces that are intended to include us, simply because we acknowledge biological reality.
Do you think?
See, it's only biological reality. See, you notice how it's only biological reality when it doesn't benefit her. What about the biological reality of you being able to seduce a man for promotion at work? What about that biological reality? What about the biological reality of a woman pretty much always winning divorce rate cases? What about that biological reality? You don't care about that. You don't care. Because biological reality, just like everything else with a woman, it only matters when it benefits her and she gets attention for it. That's the only time it matters. Ever. So and she also said that we've been doing this for decades. But then just earlier she talked about how it's just starting to happen. So which one is it? Did men start dressing up as women and getting access to locker rooms in the last decade, in decades ago, or did it just happen? I don't know if anybody's watching caught that. She just contradicted herself right there. So she don't even know what she's talking about. It's only been 2 minutes long. And you catch her in some shit where she don't even know what she's talking about. She said earlier that men are gaining access to women only spaces. And in long story short, they can take advantage of women. And And then a minute later, oh, it's been happening for decades. So which did it just happen, or is it happening for decades? She doesn't even know. Okay, all she's mad about is that men are coming in and beating woman at being woman. That's what it is, and she can see it. It's the same thing. Like it's almost the same thing. Like when cows go to get slaughtered, and they be on that conveyor belt, and then every now and then one cow kind of sees what's happening and wakes up and tries to run away, type shit. That's what she was the cow that woke up and seeing like, look, men are. She was the one who woke up and said, look. For real, men are better at being women than women are being at women. So we need to shut the fuck up on this one. That's what happened.
I mean, you're lesbian. You were in the same acronym as a bunch of other groups, including people who are transgendered. Do you think that makes it more difficult for you to make this argument? I mean, it seems like this has been so politicized that you're expected to have a certain set of views that maybe you don't have.
I see where you're coming from. I would like to make a distinction here. The letters in the acronym share not much. The L, G, and B are based on sexualities. They're based on sex, biological realities.
Yes.
But the T is based on gender identity, which is not based in biological reality. In fact,
What? But what happened? I thought it was just hormones. What it separates men and women? It's just hormones. It's just estrogen. You just gotta get more estrogen. You gotta love women. You gotta love them. You gotta love them.
in fact, I would argue that it's opposed to biological reality. The LGB is very different from the T, and I don't think it's fair to lump us all into the same acronym.
And then let's be okay. If you want to talk about biological reality, bitch, you a lesbian. So biologically, you have no worth on the fucking planet. You're not reproducing. Look at the reality. You're a lesbian. You're not reproducing. Okay, if you want to get on biological reality, look at yourself before you walked outside the goddamn door. What are you doing that's doing anything for biology other than causing problems? Nothing. You're playing with pussies all day and dildos. You're not getting impregnated because your feelings got hurt when you was a little girl. Now you decided you just only want to mess with women now. Because that's what happened. Let's be real about it. What are you doing? If you want to talk about the trannies biologically, let's talk about you biologically. You are a waste of space biologically on the fucking planet. Because you ain't reproducing. Like I said, man, the only reason women do this shit is because they realize they're getting ready to start losing. That's the only reason why any woman is ever mad on the planet. Ever.
Do you find it astounding that it is considered an act of bravery to defend biology?
I wouldn't say so myself, but I guess that's where we are right now. And
Coming from a woman who's a lesbian who does not reproduce, and she's trying to pass biological judgment on on another group of people when she has no purpose or worth in biology in her life as it stands right now. None. What? You're a lesbian. You are not reproducing. What is your worth on the fucking planet, Julia? You making fun of these other people, not making fun of them, but you trying to kick them out and all that shit like that. But you have no biological purpose on the fucking planet. Period. None. You're just existing just to breathe, walk, and be mad, and then you're gonna die. Essentially. If you want to go on a biological tangent about it, that's exactly your fucking purpose in life.
I hope more women stand up.
Last question, because I can't remember. What did they say to you? You were thrown off this commission. You were punished for saying this out loud. What was the rationale for it?
Frankly, there was no case made. My accuser said that they didn't have to make a case. One of the...
Yeah, because you're so ridiculous, the more they just entertain you, the more a headache is going to be because you're just a fucking idiot.
Members of my committee argued that sex was a thing of the past. He said, frankly, science had progressed so far that sex was unimportant. I argued the opposite.
Julia Beck, in a time like this, everyone thinks, so I would say what I really think, but most people are afraid to, and you're not. And I'm standing in admiration of that. Thank you for that.
Thank you for having me.
That shit is funny, man. Like, okay, so let's go back on a recap. A woman who's a feminist lesbian who does not fuck or reproduce is trying to fight trans people because they're biologically incorrect. Okay, a woman who literally has no purpose on the planet for reproducing at all. For humans' only purpose for being on the planet is to reproduce. She can't even get that right. And she's trying to push the blame on trans, and she's trying to cover it up by saying, "Oh, it's biologically." Blah, blah. No, what it is was the reason why she's mad, and she stated earlier. The reason why she's mad is because men can walk in the room and do a better job at woman than woman can. But the same can very rarely ever be said for a woman walking in the room and being a full man and being good as a man. That's the reality. Because it's Asian trannies, Brazilian trannies, of South American, Spanish trannies will look better than her on their worst day. That is what the problem is. This is what happens when this is feminist. This is feminism. They make no sense. She's a lesbian. What is your fucking if you're going to make a biological argument, well, you got to walk in the room, contribute to biology in a positive way, which you're not. You don't even fuck dicks. You lick pussies and use dildos. Okay? Your biological purpose is literally moot. M-O-O-T, moot, meaning it's just irrelevant. It doesn't even fucking exist. You are biologically worthless. If you want to make an argument, an anywhere intelligent argument based off what you are and what you're trying to fight against, you make no sense. That's why the people who kicked her out made no argument. They said, "Look, just leave because you don't make any goddamn sense." Now, whether you agree with trainers or not, blah blah blah, that's on you. But my thing is, watch a lesbian feminist sit up and try to argue a biological fact when she contributes nothing to biology herself. That's the point I'm trying to make. This is completely ridiculous.